All right, so let me tell y'all what had happened was, it's like, Lord have mercy. Pray for me, y'all. She's special. Hey Royals, it's your girl Empress Rossi here, and welcome to the very first Real with Rossi segment where I am just going to be sharing. It's basically a story time segment, okay? I just decided to call it Real with Rossi because I want it to be different. I like to be different, and so I'll just be sharing, stories and things that I have experienced here on this segment. So if you want to hear more about my journey to deciding to be celibate and, my whole perspective on celibacy and why I'm celibate and all that good stuff, you stay tuned right here on Rossi TV. Okay, so this here is a very special topic for me because it's something that I battled with, like, seriously, like, for a really long time. Basically, since I had become sexually active, I've kind of like flip flopped and like felt some type of way about it. But basically, so I am a Christian believer. For if this is your first time here, if you don't know that about me, but and I'm not, trying to impress my own views on people or anything like that, or make anybody think or feel any kind of way. That's not my goal. I just feel like other women and other people can really learn and get a better perspective or understanding from me sharing my own testimony and experiences with certain things. However, I touched on this in a few videos that you may have seen already, but I've only really been committed in a personal relationship with God for myself for only about 3 years, for just a little over 3 years actually at this point. And it all started from my last relationship that I had. It was probably the most, I guess, like, tumultuous, if you could say, relationship, like the most that I went through anything. The longest relationship I had, it was only 6 months, by the way, so that tells you a little something. But sex was always an issue for me in relationships because I was committed to the thought in my mind that I should and would only have sex with my husband. But I didn't commit to it because I wanted to please my boyfriends, whoever they were, whenever we were in a relationship. And so I would always just go ahead and do it because I wanted to make them happy. I wanted them to want me. And so I did what I felt like was necessary for them to want me. I did what I thought I should do. I had sex with them because I thought that it would get me what I wanted, which was to just be, loved and cared for, to have a close relationship, and, for us to do stuff with each other, for each other, and all that kind of stuff. But typically that didn't happen. Actually, that's why she's single right now, okay? However, I believe that this season has been definitely intentional and on purpose, because I'm so much of a better woman now. I'm truly being an adult and a woman now. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I was able to reflect over this last 3 years about what I allowed and who I became, like, and why I tolerated the things that I tolerated. And so I chose to take the time to focus on me and not harp on what he did, what he said, and how he treated me. And it's like, but why did I allow this? Why was I so afraid to speak up for myself? Why was I so timid? Why didn't I communicate properly? Like, focusing on understanding all those aspects about the relationships that I should not have tolerated, or things that I shouldn't have accepted in those relationships. And so I chose to focus on the me in all of it, not them, because I can't do anything about them. I can't change them. I can't make them do anything, which that was clear because I never got what I wanted out of the relationships anyway. So it's now to the point where, like, you got to look at you. Like, and I think that's something that we miss a lot, is you have to accept the role that you played in these things happening in the relationship. All that stuff that happened, all those things that transpire, it's not just because, or it's not only their fault. You were in it. you were engaged in that, so you allowed these things to happen, so you have to take responsibility for it. And when you actually are mature enough to do that and really find those aspects of the relationship that you were responsible for and say, okay, here's where I went wrong, here's what I can fix, so that I can, if you truly desire to be in a relationship, and you truly desire to have a healthy, positive, loving relationship that you can grow in, that you may be challenged in, but it's something that you're willing to work for, you're willing to work through and fight for, then you have to take that time to assess yourself, so that you can fully be really prepared and ready for that relationship. And so that's actually a part of the pledge that I have for my celibacy, which I got the idea to pledge for celibacy from reading a book. I don't really want to say because they're not sponsoring this, okay? But I'll still shout it out anyway, because I really did love the book, and it helped me a lot with like gaining clarity about my celibacy and what it really is. It's not just about sex. Like, I think that was probably the biggest highlight of it all, is that being celibate isn't just about not having sex. It's more about disciplining yourself to not be instantly gratified, but instead being disciplined to have delayed gratification, and being able to deny yourself certain things, because it starts small. And really, the discipline doesn't stop when you get married. So it's like you still have to exhibit a level of discipline even in marriage, when you choose to commit to a person and really live your life, spend a lifetime with them. You have to be able to still exercise discipline in many different ways in that. So the book was The Wait by Megan Good and her husband Devon Franklin. And so I read the book once. I did start to read it again. I will probably put it in the Reads with Rossi segment. We can do that. Comment down below and let me know if you guys want to do that book. We can do that for sure. But like I said, it really helped to gain clarity and make sense of a lot of things for me, and identify for myself what's important to me. What am I not achieving that is due to my distraction, or being distracted by my desire for a relationship and to be loved and to be cared for. And I have that longing because it's been put in me. We're not made to just be alone and lonely. Like, that's why there's other people there, and it doesn't always have to be an intimate thing. That's why we have the relationships we have with friends and family and all that kind of thing. But when it comes to my desire for something intimate, I know that I am a woman and I'm created to be the help for a specific man, to help multiply. Like, as women, we are the multipliers. No man can be exponential without a woman, whether it's his intimate lover or just a friend. There's no exponential thing that a man can do without a woman being involved in one aspect or another. That's just my perspective, because we are the multipliers. Everything that they bring to us, we can expand that, we can multiply that, but only when we have truly taken the time to assess ourselves and discover who we are. And that has been the biggest key of my journey to be celibate. And so, like I said, I've been committed to my relationship with God for 3 years, and I've been celibate for 3 years. And so after my last relationship, like I said, it was the craziest relationship, and probably one of the toughest relationships, and it showed me a lot about myself in that relationship. And it led to this decision, because I was like, you know what? I want what God has for me, and I want to be fulfilled in my life. And I know that my purpose is so much greater than where I am in my life right now, and so much greater than what I'm doing and the things that I'm going through. So I believe that this is going to be the time. Like, I have to now really truly choose God, commit to Him, and let Him lead me and guide me. And it's not been easy. I went through these last 2 years, okay, especially 2017, Lord have mercy. That was the most, that year really like stripped me. I spent so many nights in my room alone, and like just God just tearing me apart, like, and not in a way that was like I'm literally like being torn apart, but spiritually, and like just uprooting and taking, you know, certain things out of me, and you know, really changing my perspective and really beginning to exchange what he really wants me to know, what he really wants me to have, what he really wants me to understand, for all the things that I was holding on to, all the things that I had tolerated, all the things that I didn't know, all the things that, you know. And so now I've been able to grow and establish to the point where I can express myself to him anywhere, anytime, you know. And I've grown closer to him. I've grown a greater understanding of who he is, and you know, how to really engage him in every aspect of my life. And so I want to share my celibacy pledge with you guys, because this was one of the things that I got from the book, and it was to create something that defines your reason for your celibacy, because you need to define it. Because like I said, it's not only about not having sex. Celibacy is about the discipline factor, you know, and how that trickles into every other area of your life. You got to be disciplined with your finances, which pray for me, okay, because I'm still working on that. Okay, she likes shoes. I love shoes. Okay, and you know, I be spending stuff, but nevertheless, okay, discipline is necessary in every area of your life. You have to be disciplined in order to execute things, to get things done. When you have your own business, you have to be disciplined to be able to lead other people. If you're you know, you have a business where you have employees or you have partners in your business, like, you have to be disciplined in those things as well. So it teaches you so much when it comes to that. And the biggest thing, like I said, has been the blossoming and the development, and how I've seen the growth in myself, because I have chosen to do this with God. And I'll explain my rings as well. But first I want to go over the celibacy pledge. So I have it pulled up right here on my laptop. I'm recording on my phone, but I do keep it on my phone so that I can read it. And I didn't always, I haven't been doing it for the last 2 years. Like, I recently, just within the last month, realized, like, I need to make sure I read it daily, because you can get caught up in the lust. And it's not that you're not going to think of sex. It's not that you're not going to be, you know, around or exposed to it. Lord knows it's everywhere. But having a pledge, having clarity, and defining exactly what this time is going to mean for you is important. Oh, speaking of that, since I said time, that reminded me. There is a difference between being celibate and being abstinent. Okay, and the way that I draw the line between celibacy and abstinence is that celibacy is your commitment to wait until you're married. Abstaining is a time period. Like, I'm going to be abstinent. I won't have sex for 6 months. I won't have sex for a year. I won't have sex for 3 months. I won't have sex for a month. Whatever the case may be. But abstinence has a timeline. Celibacy, it is definitively that I'm going to wait until I am committed to my husband and God. Like, you know, that man that God has for me, that's who I'm going to be committed to. He's my husband. Now I'll have sex with him. That, to me, is what defines that difference. Okay, so my celibacy pledge, I have a declaration that starts the pledge, and then I have 5 bullet points as to what definitively my focus is during this time of celibacy until I meet my mate. And then I do close it with a prayer, but I ain't gonna tell y'all my prayer. Okay, I gotta let my prayer manifest before we get to that part. But
tune in next week for part 2, where I share with you my celibacy pledge and explain the symbolism of the rings that I wear. Thank you all so much for watching, and always remember, pray, pursue, persist, and you'll prosper. Bye.